Okay, so have you ever wondered why some people just seem to, click with you
Oh,
while
definitely.
others, well, they might leave you kind of scratching your head.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It can be pretty frustrating.
It really can it? Well, today we're diving deep into exactly that, human behavior. Specifically, we're going to unpack this really brilliant and surprisingly simple framework.
Right. It's from the behavioral expert Thomas Erikson. His book, Surrounded by Idiots.
That's the one. It breaks down personality types into 4 easy-to-understand colors.
And our mission here, really, with this deep dive, is to give you a practical guide, something powerful for understanding yourself better, but also everyone you interact with.
Mhm.
It's not just about putting labels on people, is it? It's genuinely about improving how we communicate.
Yeah, making things smoother, maybe at work.
Exactly. Smoother work environments, less of that, avoidable conflict that just drains your energy.
Think of this as your shortcut, really.
Hmm.
A way to get genuinely well-informed about human dynamics pretty quickly. We'll share some fascinating insights, things that might even surprise you, and hopefully just enough humor to keep you hooked while we sort of peel back the layers on these color personalities.
Sounds good. Let's get into it. Explore this language of behavior.
Okay.
It's actually quite remarkable, isn't it? How Erickson takes these complex behavioral patterns and distills them into something so intuitive, so easy to grasp.
It really is.
He introduces these 4 core colors. Each one represents a pretty distinct personality type. And he helps us see how these differences, especially when we don't understand them, can lead to, well, real friction.
Okay, let's unpack these colors then.
Yeah.
Because honestly, once you know them, you start seeing them everywhere. It's kind of amazing.
Uh-huh.
So first up, we have red.
Ah, the reds.
Yeah. These are your dominant types, very results-driven. They tend to be assertive, competitive, definitely fast-paced.
Right. If you've ever had a boss who just wanted the bottom line, like, cut the fluff, just tell me what I need to know.
That's probably a red you're dealing with.
Very likely. Then you've got yellow.
Yellows. These are the inspiring ones. Social butterflies, you could say.
Totally. Super optimistic, often highly creative, and very spontaneous.
They're the ones who bring that buzz, that energy into a room, aren't they? The natural networkers, the idea generators.
Absolutely. Always up for something new.
Okay, next, let's dive into green.
Greens. Think stable here. Kind, incredibly loyal.
Right. They really prioritize harmony, consistency. It seems like above almost everything else.
Mm-hmm. But here's a really crucial insight about greens. While they seem agreeable on the surface, that deep need for predictability, it can actually make them quite resistant to change.
Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily stubbornness.
Often not. It's more about needing that sense of security that things will stay relatively stable.
I see. Okay.
Finally, blue. These are your analytical
They're
type.
called thinkers.
Exactly. Precise, logical, very focused on the details, and often quite cautious.
They like to have all the facts, right?
Yeah.
All the data lined up before they make a move.
Absolutely. They need that thoroughness. But what's really important to remember, and Erickson emphasizes this, is that while everyone typically has a dominant color, we all show traits of the others too. It's rarely just one single color defining everything.
So it's more of a blend.
Yeah, often there's a strong secondary color that influences behavior. Like you might have a yellow who's really creative, but with a strong blue streak, so they also need a bit more structure than you'd expect.
Okay. That's a powerful nuance. That makes sense. But the real sort of magic or maybe the challenge comes when these colors interact.
Oh, absolutely. Or more often when they clash.
Right.
The book makes it incredibly clear. Misunderstandings, conflict, they often stem directly from these clashing personality types. It's usually not about bad intentions or malice.
It's just different ways of operating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for instance, a red, who's all about speed and action, might find a green person just too slow.
Yeah.
Or get really frustrated by what they see as resistance to change from the green. Or think about a blue, they ask endless questions, right?
Yeah, I'm wanting all the details.
A red might see that as someone deliberately trying to slow things down, or maybe even distrustful, but Erikson suggests it's actually the blue's way of building security and ensuring accuracy.
So the red completely misses the underlying motive. They just see,
Frustrating hesitancy, exactly.
and like a yellow spontaneity, how would that mix with a blue?
Oh, that could genuinely overwhelm a blue. The yellow's lack of detailed planning, the constant shifting ideas, it could drive a detail-oriented blue absolutely crazy.
Wow, okay.
So knowing these dynamics, it's not about judging anyone. It's really about understanding the root cause of the tension.
Right. So, okay, given all these potential friction points, these clashes, what's the first step Erikson suggests we take? Where do we start?
That's a really important question, and the answer is self-awareness.
Looking inward first?
Exactly. Understanding your own dominant color and the traits you naturally lean into, that's truly half the battle.
Why is that so critical?
Well, it helps you identify your own communication tendencies, your defaults, and crucially, how those tendencies might be perceived or maybe misinterpreted by others who operate from a different core color.
So recognizing your own patterns before you try to figure anyone else out.
Precisely. You need to know your starting point before you can effectively adapt.
Okay, so once you have that self-awareness, you know your own color. How do you actually adapt your style? How do you communicate effectively across these color lines? Can you give us some, like, real actionable examples?
Sure. So let's say you identify as predominantly red.
Okay, assertive, fast-paced.
Right. Adapting might mean recognizing when you need to consciously tone down that assertiveness, especially if you're dealing with, say, a green who really values harmony and consensus.
Because pushing too hard.
We'll just make them dig their heels in, they'll shut down or resist passively, it backfires.
Okay, what about another example? Maybe a blue trying to connect with a yellow.
Right. So if you're a blue, you love details, reports, data, but you need to get a yellow on board with an idea. Instead of hitting them with a 10-page report full of minutia right away, which might just overwhelm or bore them.
Yeah, they'd probably tune out.
Exactly. Try starting with the big picture. Make it compelling, exciting, speak their language. Then maybe offer the detailed report as an optional follow-up for them to look at later, if they want.
That makes so much sense. It really is about speaking their language, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely is.
So, like, if a blue is planning a surprise party for a yellow friend, maybe don't lead with a spreadsheet analyzing potential risks and contingency plans.
Haha, precisely. That's a perfect example. Probably not the best opening move for a yellow.
Okay.
Adapting your style based on who you're interacting with, it really does lead to smoother teamwork. You see significantly fewer arguments and, honestly, far more productive relationships overall.
And it's not about fundamentally changing who you are.
Not at all. It's about changing how you deliver your message to be better understood and received by different types of people.
The book also brings up something really interesting, almost counterintuitive. It talks about that feeling when we find ourselves thinking someone is just an idiot.
The title of the book itself.
Yeah. Erikson says it's usually not about their actual intelligence or even their intentions being bad.
No, it's almost always because their behavior, their way of doing things just doesn't align with our own deeply ingrained expectations of how people should act. Our own colors expectations, basically.
Right. We're judging them based on our own operating system.
Exactly. And a key insight Erikson offers here is this. People aren't usually wrong. They're just different.
Different ways of processing things.
Yeah. Their approach, their priorities, the way they see and process the world might simply diverge from yours. And that divergence, it's perfectly okay.
The shift happens when you recognize that difference.
Right. When you recognize it and ideally respect it, rather than immediately judging it as flawed or, well, idiotic.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, in real life? How can we apply this?
Well, the insights from this framework, they're incredibly practical. They have really profound implications, actually.
It seems like they could apply almost anywhere.
Absolutely. Whether you're leading a team at work, trying to resolve one of those lingering conflicts with a family member, or maybe just trying to get your point across more effectively to a friend, these color insights can genuinely transform how you deal with others. They give you a new lens.
A lens to view human interaction differently.
Yes, exactly. Helping you move from frustration and judgment towards understanding. It equips you.
It feels like the impact of understanding these behavioral types, it really can't be overstated, can it?
I don't think so.
This deep dive into Erikson's framework, it really does have the potential to transform how you deal with others. Like you said, at work, at home.
Everywhere in between. Because ultimately, as the book really emphasizes, no one's really surrounded by idiots.
Right. It just feels that way sometimes.
It feels that way because we're surrounded by people who see and process the world differently.
And when you understand that language, the language of behavior,
everything changes. Or at least it can change.
So here's something to think about, maybe mull over after this. How might applying these insights, even just starting by recognizing the dominant color of one person in your life you found, let's say, challenging, how might that recognition start to shift your own perceptions, your own interactions with them, going forward.